Good morning, everybody. It is Sunday. It is April 10th. Um, Time for some coffee and magic. Enjoying a donut roast today, or donut shop roast. Um, and I originally wasn't going to do a video this week, or a live stream this week, but decided to go ahead and jump on here, give it a go, and just kind of shoot the breeze for a little bit. I'm going to be leaving the house here in a couple of hours or an hour or so. But I figured I'd get on, have a little chit chat, maybe think of some ideas for videos this week. I don't know. But hopefully everyone's had a good week. Hopefully you've found something to help you relax this week or work forward on, anything like that. I know for me, this week I decided to kind of start getting back down into the trenches and going back to basics, and pulled out my copy of Expert at the Card Table. And honestly, I don't know if a lot of people have this version, so this was put out by Dover, but I know a lot of people, when they started coming out with like the really nice versions again, um, started buying those, and I would love to have one. I like, this is fine. Like, would be like my travel version, but I would like to have a really nice hardbound version of Expert at the Card Table. I just haven't bought one yet. I've also once again started playing around and using the keeper backs. These are from Adam Wilber. In fact, he is the Jack of Clubs there. And I don't think you can get these anymore. This was an Illusionist exclusive, and I think when he left Illusionist, um, it got to where you could not get these cards anymore. So they did a big sale, got rid of all of them. I think I lucked out. I was able to get a couple bricks. So I have a brick of red and then a brick of green of the keepers, and that's pretty much all that's going to be out there. So I've been waiting for Adam. I know he's working on a deck now to release his deck for Volpine, and hopefully he uses Cardamundi again, because I love the Cardamundi stock. These are, between these and cohorts, they're probably my two favorite cards. The cohorts are thinner, where these are a little bit thicker stock, but I just love the feel of the keepers. Other things that are going on is, I think a few weeks ago I talked about how I started to learn how to put a cube in a bottle. And my mom texted me earlier in the week and was like, hey, I need you to make me a cube and bottle. So I made one for her. I've ordered a bunch of these glass bottles because I'm a weirdo. But I have a very obsessive personality with some things. Very addictive with some things, but I'm one of those people. I'm one of those people that get very, like, if I have friends that are really interested in things that I don't start off interested in, I usually end up getting really into those things and become very passionate about those things. Same with like when I've been dating. So like my fiance, like I was never a big board gamer, and I'm still not by any means like she is, but she really enjoys board games, and that's kind of like my shift. I focus a lot more on like board games and like looking at games that I might like, and I mean, it's just kind of, that's how I am. I just kind of evolved to be like, okay, if you like this, I want to like it too. I just don't do as good as board games because I'm always lazy and don't want to play a game. However, though, this afternoon, instead of D&D, we are playing board games up until we get married. So that'll be nice, because it forces me to have to play games, and then maybe I'll find more that I like. I've got my few, but anyways, I am rambling. I don't know if I mentioned this last week, but I got a Peaksmith 3. I've been playing around with it. I like it. I've still got to figure out some stuff with it, because I'm good with tech, but there's just things with, like, between apps and this and Peaks and everything else. Just trying to get a feel for like how it works, how I want to use it. So yeah, there's that going on. I feel like I've jumped all over the place already this morning. I haven't even had like caffeine doesn't even affect me. I don't even know. Like I was gonna say, it's like I've had too much coffee, but that doesn't do anything for me. I've been drinking coffee since I was a baby. It does nothing. I'm jealous of people who can drink coffee and they wake up, but part of me also thinks that is a little bit in their head because in their mind, coffee and caffeine should wake them up. Because interesting fact about caffeine. So I used to work in sleep medicine. So I was a polysomnography tech, which basically you go in, your doctor says you need a sleep study done to see if you have sleep apnea or to see if you have any other issues going on, like night terrors or night seizures or anything like that. And so you would come to me, and I'd put all these electrodes on your head, and I'd watch you sleep throughout the night, look at your brainwave activity, kind of see all your stages. And one of the things that you learn is caffeine actually takes about three to 4 hours to actually kick in your system. So people who drink coffee, who like within 10 minutes, like okay, oh yeah, I'm awake, I'm energized. That's them. That is their subconscious and what they've enabled it to do to say, I've got this. Now, some people like to make the argument as like, well, what about energy drinks or pre-workouts? That's the same thing. So we're getting like sciencey kind of talk. But in energy drinks and pre-workouts, there's a supplement included in those called beta alanine. Beta alanine is known for it causes tingling, and so that's usually what you're feeling. When you feel that tingle, you connect it with energy. Now, there's other stuff in some of those that can help dilate blood vessels, move the caffeine a little bit faster. But typically, someone who's drinking coffee, especially, it's taking a lot longer for that caffeine to go in. So you could actually drink coffee if you wanted to. If caffeine has an effect on you, you could drink coffee at 10 o'clock and go right to bed. Now, you may wake up 3 to 4 hours later just wide awake, but you could drink it and go immediately to sleep, because it does take a while to process. But it's funny how our minds work when we're told like something does something, and our brains start like, oh, I just shook everything. But our brain's like oh no, this is working now. So it's the same thing where you're feeling fine and you're hanging out with a friend and they're like sniffing a little bit or whatever, and they say like, oh, it's like, oh, I've got this really bad cold, and then like you go home and you're like, oh god, I think I caught the cold, where nothing's wrong with you, but your brain starts telling you there's something wrong with you. Or you've gone out to eat on one of your friends, like you go home, you separate, and one of your friends like, oh, it kind of like, are you feeling okay? Because I think I got food poisoning from that. And then all of a sudden you start feeling sick, your body starts uh, creating those symptoms. So you are now sick. So it's really funny how the mind works. But weird little, weird little digression from magic. What did I get anything this week? I don't think I got any magic this week. I did order some cheap cubes from Amazon to see if they would work for Cuban bottle. They don't. They're built just slightly different where it's a lot harder to assemble them inside the bottle. In fact, the one I was trying, I can get this done with the RD regular cube in about 10-15 minutes. I worked for an hour on the one the other day, and Violet just took it all apart and got it back out of the bottle. So that was fun. So I've got 2 speed cubes now that I have really no use for. I might see if I can modify them and make it where I can assemble them in a bottle easier. My only worry with that is, will they stay together after I get them reassembled? So the reason I was trying to find a cheaper alternative is the RD regular cubes are $10 a piece. I've already not gone with the bottles that they make for the Cuban Bottle Project, or that they put out for that, because those are also like $10 or $15. I think they're 10, but those are also $10 a piece. So to make a cube would cost me $20. I bought a case of 16 ounce milk bottles for like $20. And so I was hoping to be able to get cubes for, if I could get cubes, the same kind of cube for about $5. I just had to find out what exactly the already regular cube is. Because I'm pretty sure that they're just being purchased and then repackaged. Just so I can get a cheaper one. Because otherwise, like the ones I got on Amazon, the ones that won't work were like $5. They're good speed cube. I mean, not great, but for someone like me who's not a cuber, like they're really good speed cubes. But they also fell apart really easy when I started taking them apart. So like they've separated more. So I've got to just find out a better solution for those. Yeah, that might be all that's going on. I don't know. Was there any new Magic release this week? I do have the coffee cups and balls coming because I'm a sucker for amazing Magic. And I like to support Adam. I bought them directly from Adam Wilbur's Volpine Creations. And it's, again, it goes back to I want to support the creators directly. It helps them out so much more than if I were to buy from Vanishing Ink. Like, I love Vanishing Ink. It's by far my favorite Magic website to order from. But at the end of the day, I know that Adam sells these things, and I'm gonna be able to give him more by buying directly from him. And I've talked and ranted about this a lot in the past, so I'm not going to go back into it. But that's just how I am with that. Let's see what has come out. Vanishing Ink has some arcade bands for the Roy Cooper's flipper coins on their site. So reveals for that. Perfect Bite. Borrow $1, take a bite out of it, and restore it. It sounds stupid. It doesn't make sense to me to buy a bill. One Touch Snow Shot Stage Edition. Facsimile. Book Test. That might not be too bad to check out. Though I have book tests that I'm a big fan of. Jojo the Zanman book test. Zanman. And they're actually up on a shelf behind the Neil Patrick Harris games. And I love those book tests. Now, my fiance, when I did one to her, she was really impressed, and then I let her look at the book, and she figured it out pretty quickly on how it works. But I think for a stage setting, it works. You can do so many different things to get, to use those books because Series 1 all interacts together. I think Series 2 does with each other as well. And then there's like one book that's off in between. There's 2 versions of Alice in Wonderland. Because if I remember correctly, there's going to be Series 2, and it's going to start with Alice in Wonderland. And then I think it was something that happened in his personal life, or he decided maybe he decided to change directions. One of the 2 things happened. Like he was like, all of a sudden it was like, oh, this is going to be the only book in Series 2 right now. It's going to be a while, blah 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 blah. And it was like, oh, okay. And then he redid the Alice book and sold the whole Series 2 together. He got them all done, and it was a couple years later. So there's one Alice book that I don't think works with any of the others. But I love the whole idea in Series 1. And I think even a secret book works the same. I'd have to pull up all. It's been a while since I've looked at it, but where you can use like the books against each other. You can have like 3 or 4 people with books, and you can go through and go through and get all the words, and it's such a beautiful book test. It's easy. I like it. Like when it comes to a book test for someone like me who's not a mentalist, I have like a basic to moderate experience in mentalism and knowledge, but you're going to fry me pretty good if you're a mentalist and you're good at being a mentalist and show me something. Because I'm not that well versed. But like card magic, coins, close up stuff, you're not going to fry me as bad. You might give me a little bit, and then if I watch it again, I'm like, okay, I know what you're doing. But most mentalism can really get me. But these books, I love that I could get it, I could read The Secret, and I could go and perform it with the basic effect that same day. And it's really, you can, because they're books. If you wanted to, if you only had like a few books, you just throw them on your bookshelf. Like, hey, go grab one of those books over there, anyone that you like, and do a book test. Combine that with there was a book test that Illusion has put out. I don't remember who. It might have been a Mark Lemon trick. Do I have Illusionist up? It was a book test that you could do with any book off a shelf. And it was really nice. It was the same kind of, it was very similar. Oh my god, ads, go away. Illusionist, I don't need a pop up for every screen I visit on your website. Um, oh, it was a Mark Paul AAA book test. But you can go to a bookstore and we'll pick out any book and do the book test with it. No gimmicks or anything like that. So I really like that too. So combining those, where it's like, okay, if you pick, your spectator picks one of these 8 or 9 books here, like, oh, that's gonna be the easy hit. But if they pick anything else, you have a different method to do the other book test. And then that, and the what Rory Adams put out for One Ahead Club. Like, you can have a lot of stuff set up and ready, like, be ready where you can do any kind of book test that you wanted. And I like that kind of stuff. I like stuff with regular books. I like gimmick books. I like all that kind of fun jazz. But yeah, so what were we looking at? Oh, we were back at here. Let's see, Stamp. That looks like the same thing that came out that Kranzo was putting out. Whether you stamp a ball bearing into a quarter, it looks like. RD paper bags, 50 pack for $25. Is out at Vanishing Ink, so you don't have to. Oh, and it's a Vanishing Ink exclusive. I think it's still cheaper to get it directly from Henry Harris if you want to wait and pay for the shipping. That's where it becomes really hard for me because I want to support Henry Harris directly, but it is like about $10 to ship things from him, and I get free shipping from Vanishing Ink. So I also weigh that sometimes. Let's see, Double Cross with a red heart. I think it's a nice change. Unfortunately, my big problem with Double Cross is a great trick. I love it. It's so overdone that you're going to find spectators that have already seen it. It's already been done to them. I think with the red heart, it's a nice change. I think this is going to be something that everyone's going to run out and get, and they're going to start doing this because they want to get away from the cross. Which is kind of sad. So it's going to be overdone again. Pocket-friendly cups and balls. I'm guessing this is a small. Oh, it looks like it's done with playing cards, and that might not be too bad. But it's $30. I'd have to watch an ad for that. Looks like it could be interesting. Yeah, that's about it. There's a couple other things, but nothing looks really super intriguing. This week's video, I don't know what I'm going to do. I always get stuck because I kind of want to do like a creator spotlight where I kind of talk about creators and things that they've got going on. One of my favorites is Justin Miller, and a lot of his stuff is very limited release. And you can still get his old stuff out there, and I think that's perfectly fine. But I love Justin's stuff. So I kind of want to do him, but I know he's also a little bit of a controversial figure, which isn't deterring me, but it's just kind of like, how much hate do I want to have in a video right off the bat when I'm trying to grow? I thought about Senki. I've got a couple of rare Senki DVDs that people might not know exist, and it's got some really good stuff on it. Or on them. It was his first video. I think it was his first videos he ever put out. So I've got a couple of those. So I wouldn't mind doing like a Senki spotlight and pull out some of his older effects. What else? I thought about talking about just lazy magicians in general these days. Most of my ideas recently have been more ranty. Um, but yeah, I don't know. More EDC videos coming up. People seem to respond really well to the Rate My EDC video, and I appreciate everyone who submitted anything for that. It was a blast doing. I had a lot of fun. I'm still taking submissions for the next round, so if you want to contribute, feel free to shoot me a message on Facebook, post in the EDC Magic group, and just tag me. You can get a hold of me through Instagram, Corey D. Harris on Instagram. I'm pretty easy to find. I'm on Telegram. I'm on Signal. I'm on WhatsChat or whatever it's called. I don't remember what is it. WhatsChat. I don't know. Anyways, I'm on the other Facebook one. I sound like an old person now, but I get a lot of spam through there, so I don't usually open that. Oh, WhatsApp. That's it. WhatsApp. But yeah, I get a lot of spam on there, so I don't usually pay attention or even open that app. But yeah, those are kind of the things I've been thinking about doing. I've been thinking also about doing a video on Magic and Kickstarter. I've been thinking about this for a few weeks. It's just getting through recording it without getting angry, because magicians sometimes cause me anger. I'm also going to spend some more time. I need to get back into the net tricks and look at that stuff some more. I haven't spent a whole lot of time on there because I've just been busy. So the goal is to get in there and kind of tinker around a little bit and see if anything's changed and what kind of, the different kind of courses that are offered on there. I might even try to upgrade to the higher pack, so I'm kind of in a weird position because I pay for a lot of Magic. And I need to start looking at what am I getting benefit from, what am I not getting any benefit from. Magic Stream is probably one that I could probably cancel. They hardly ever upload anything new anymore. It doesn't seem like there's any rhyme or reason or schedule for their uploads. The worst thing is there are videos on there. There's some Justin Miller stuff on there, the Bold Project, that I really like, and maybe I should just buy those so I have them. But I like to go through and watch those. Adam Lover's got a few things on there. So maybe that's something I cancel. Conjuring Community is expensive. I always cancel it after a little bit and then sign back up when they're offering like 3 months for $3 a month. And if I forget to cancel, I get charged $40 a month for them. So that might be one that I cancel just to say, okay, I've eliminated now $50 worth of stuff, and now I can justify the metrics. I'll probably keep on the newsletters just because I enjoy the newsletters, and because I'm a newsletter fan too. So, but yeah, I've just kind of got to go through that stuff and figure out what do I want to keep and what do I not. And honestly, I wish there's going to be a little bit of a rant and people are going to disagree with me, but I kind of wish I could tell Vanishing Ink, like when I see one of their master classes that I'm not interested in, say, hey, can you just not charge me the $50 this month or give me a reduced price? Because I watched the first master class of Carissa Hendricks, and it was, for me personally, it was a snooze fest. It wasn't anything that I was interested in at all. And there's been a few like that. There's just a lot that I just don't care about when it comes to some of these master classes. Woody Aragons, I was excited about. I haven't watched it or all of it. I didn't care for Jamie Ian Swiss at all. I the Mario, I don't know how to say his name, Marchese. His was interesting, but it's nothing that I'm going to use. And that's the thing with like the Magic Class. Like I want to be able to get something out of it, and there's been a few that I've just not gotten anything out of it. I've gotten a lot of people's egos out of it. So it's like, oh, I didn't realize you're so egotistical. But there's been and that's not a lot of them. That's only been a handful. But I don't know. It's just, I don't. It's just some of the videos just aren't my style. Without getting too crazy into it, but it is what it is. But yeah, video wise, coming up, we'll see. Maybe I'll do that one on either Lazy Magicians or Kickstarters. I think the Magic community with Kickstarters are some of the most impatient people. So like it almost like there needs to be a breakdown, like, hey, this is what Kickstarter is, and this is what you need to understand, and all this kind of crap. So, but yeah, that's kind of this week in a nutshell. I originally wasn't going to do a stream this weekend. I was going to go ahead and skip. I was thinking about making streams like every other week or once a month until I build up more subscribers, and then kind of figure out like a good time to do it. Like, is it Thursday nights or Wednesday nights, or what's a good time and place to have these streams. But was just piddling around this morning. I was like, hey, let's go do a coffee and magic. That's all I've got for today. I want to thank everyone for, where is my cursor? I want to thank everyone for tuning in, and we will see you. We'll see you in the video coming this week. Peace.